Hello, everybody. We'll be starting soon, but just wanted to say hello, check in with everybody. How y'all doing? Josh is here. I am here. I'm excited to work on this piece here. It's been a while. How is everybody's weekend going so far, though? Doing all right. Hello, hello. Everyone cheer. Wow, Kevin, so encouraging. Does horrible cheerleading. I also would be pretty bad at that. I feel like I would just do the one like woo, and then I'm like, I don't know what else to say. I want to sleep, but I can't. As in, like, you're trying to sleep, but then you can't fall asleep like in arts. I feel like I'm always in that boat where I'm like, I should sleep. It's like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. I should go to sleep, and then it just doesn't happen. So, just restless. My friend got me some tea that's supposed to help me sleep, and I feel like it was pretty good in the beginning, and then now it's a little bit 50-50 as to how well it works, but I don't know. I've just been drinking this tea. It's like some Chinese sleeping tea. No caffeine in it, so I just drink it before I sleep. Can't linger on for too long. Out with the fam, but I'll stick around as long. Hey, that sounds good. Glad you were able to like catch us while we are streaming. So yeah, and even though what you're seeing on my screen right now is the version that I did last time, so 2 weeks ago, I did work on it a little bit. There's still a lot more to render it, but I'll show you once the stream officially starts. But I did get around to rendering it just a little bit, so yeah, it's exciting. I think this background piece is turning out pretty well. Just background painting just always takes so much time, so we'll see how far we can get, but we will animate it. My goal is to have this animated piece like moving in a parallax type of way, which I will show you guys how it's done, but yeah. Oh, nice. For those of you guys who are joining, if you missed the opening screen, I'll put it back on. But today is a giveaway. Actually, not just today, but it's going to be kind of like a giveaway. We're having a little bit of a giveaway. A few, like, I guess the next few coming streams are all giveaway focused. So yeah, we're trying to show our appreciation for you guys. Fan appreciation. I just came back from like not today, but I just went to a Blue Jays game, and they had like this whole weekend, Friday to today, is like a fan appreciation weekend. So I guess in a way we're kind of doing the same thing, but it's not just for this weekend. It'll be for the next few streams as well. So yeah. So I'm just putting this out here so you guys know what's going to be coming up. But we'll have some more details later, and then Kevin will also be posting how you guys can enter the giveaway and some just more further information on how the giveaway works. But we will go into it, well, like I'll go into it a little bit, and then we'll do like the usual art challenge sharing, and then we'll get into our stream. So we got a lot packed for today, but I hope you guys are excited. Yes. Are you caffeinated? Seems like I'm caffeinated. Okay, so it is 3:01 on my end, so I am going to get it officially started. We got some things to read off so you guys know how the giveaway is going to work. I'm just gonna have it set up on my end so I know what I'm saying for the giveaway to give you guys the right announcements. So just give me a sec. Yeah. Okay, so let's get this going. So hello everyone, thanks for tuning in today. We got something extra special for you, so stick around because we'll be giving away a free class pass valued at $100 US to one lucky viewer. So trust me, you do not want to miss this. If you've never taken a class at Wing Canvas before, it's game changing because you get custom feedback, which is so valuable for creative growth. I cannot emphasize enough how much feedback and just good, well put together critiques from like students as well as instructors can be really helpful in allowing you to learn what you're maybe like missing or not seeing in your own artistic drawings. So you can attend online lessons live or asynchronously and get personal feedback and drawovers on your artwork from your instructor like me. And if you don't win, there's a surprise for everyone at the end of the stream, so make sure to stick around. And yeah, hope you guys are excited for this giveaway. And then yeah, now we're going to go into the usual intro. So hello everyone, my name is Josh. Welcome to our stream. If you don't know who we are Wing Canvas. We are a YouTube channel where we make art tutorial videos on tips, tricks, and drawing advice to better help our fellow art nerd in this community of ours. Our mission at Wing Canvas is to make art education easily accessible to everyone, so be sure to tune in live for free lessons every Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you're an art nerd too, be sure to check out the links on our social media in the description below. And check out our website for class offerings where you can get critique, guidance, and encouragement from our instructors, because we're not just a YouTube channel here, we're a school of illustration. And as well, I'd like to just personally thank our incredible Patreon and YouTube members who support us in making free art education content possible. Members get access to tons of perks like exclusive chats with our creators, weekly live critiques on Discord, class recording, digital artworking files from our streams, and discount on live programs that have a limited amount of spots. So if you want to help support the channel or accelerate your learning, consider becoming a member. And with that being said, let's jump into what we usually start with, which is our art challenge community spotlighting. So I believe we only have a few days left for the art challenge, because September, my goodness, did September fly by so quickly. It feels like it feels like September just started and now it's like October. So yeah, it is it definitely flew by quickly. So that is definitely insane. But yeah, we're gonna do our community shoutouts. So I'm just gonna turn this off. And the first one we're going to start off with is this one by Mr. Half Said. And I really like this because I don't think we've ever seen stuff like this before, where it's kind of like this character breakdown, kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever read or had those the Harry Potter, like the strange creatures and where to find them, or fantastic creatures and where to find them. It has like a biological breakdown of like the character and their like information, like height and their eye color, like all those kind of things. I don't think we've ever had stuff like this, so I really like that. It's a little bit different from like the usual, yeah, Fantastic Beast, but I like this because it's like an info card on, like, yeah, bestiary. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't think we've ever really had stuff like this, so this is really cool. I think it's really cute. It shows like the color breakdown and a little explanation of this creature, and I'm guessing what their behavior looks like. I haven't had a chance to really look through it, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is really cute. It's really cool. It's like a little Charizard looking character. So thank you, Mr. Half Said. I really like this piece. And then the next one is this one by Roxy. I really love the color scheme on this one. It's, I think in the description they said that it's like a Neapolitan Cerberus, I think. So this is really cool. I love the drippy aspect of it. I like the golden sunrise, or I guess sunset, for this one. So yeah, really awesome. I love the dripping effect. I love the composition and pose of this Cerberus creature. So great job. And then last but not least, we got one by Dajet. Really cool creature design. So eerie, kind of Pan's Labyrinthy vibe with the hand and the eyes. But overall, like, color scheme's great. I love the hair and how it almost feels like feathers. I feel like I've seen this also from like another creature before, but yeah, really love this. It's so cool. It's kind of eerie, very Guillermo del Toro-esque. So yeah, awesome stuff. So again, if you guys want to get a quick shout out from us, just remember that every month we do a monthly art challenge that is posted on our Discord. And if you want to be a part of it and post it, definitely feel free to join our Discord so you can be a part of this challenge. And who knows, maybe on stream we will give you a shout out and we'll put it on our live stream. So yeah, thank you everyone for submitting your stuff. We always appreciate it. And yeah, I'm like running through this really quickly, I realize, and I think it's because we got the shout out that I had to do, got this art challenge, and now we got the painting that I gotta do. And I feel like with the painting, I always end up spending way more time than anticipated. So I'm really trying to give myself as much time as possible to get right into the drawing. So as like a quick reminder, this is what we ended off with from last time, so about like 2 weeks ago. And all we did was just block in the basic shapes for this painting. And all I wanted to figure out was like composition, the kind of atmospheric depth for all of these elements on this piece. And then once I had that figured out, I think that was pretty much time for the stream and we had to end it. And then I said that off stream, I was gonna put in some more detail afterwards, render it a little bit more so that for this stream, we'll have enough time to properly render it, or render it as much as we can, and then get to the parallax demonstration and animating a background. So here, a drum roll for a little bit of a reveal as to how this turns out. And this is what it looks like. So I got some time to just quickly block in the lighting, get a feel roughly. Like, this is still rough in my opinion, but I'm still kind of trying to figure out the lighting and where everything's coming from, get the right darkness levels and colors for the piece. So it's still a work in progress, but yeah, this is how much progress that I did in, like, I don't know, I want to say about an hour and a half or so. So we still got a lot to do because there's a lot of details missing. You'll notice I haven't painted the soldier in yet, and the puddles haven't been worked in, and yeah, there's a lot of cleanup that still needs to be done. So yeah, but that's what we're gonna be doing today, and I'm hoping to finish this in maybe at 4:30, because I don't think animating should take too long. So 4:30 is my goal, or maybe like 4:15, let's say, somewhere around there. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just catch up on chat real quick because I was like booking it with the announcements and the art challenge. Oh, Hollow, you know what? I think that's where it's from, Hollow Knight. Yeah, that bug creature reminds me a little bit of some Hollow Knight creature designs. Yeah. Hoping the theme is spooky or something. I feel like it has to be. You know, if it's October, Halloween's right on the cusp, it's got to be spooky themed, you know. You guys won't be ready for me. I'm excited, Lycan. Excited to see what you'll show. Yeah, and artists in the chat. Yeah, was a Mr. Half. Yeah, I gave you a shout out, Mr. Half said. So congrats on the shout out. Yeah, rough. No, this is a rough. Okay, so you guys will see what I mean. Like down the line, I'm gonna have to hold myself back on how far we go. So yeah. I actually got some bubble tea for the stream. I don't know if that's keeping me like wired right now. Maybe that's why. But Yeah. So we're gonna get into this. It's gonna be a chill chat. If you guys want to draw along or just watch the progress, I'm down to just chat because we're just going to be painting pretty much for this entire stream. So be sure to ask me any questions if you have any questions about like how I painted this, how I'm like breaking all this down. Definitely throw out your questions. This is probably the perfect stream for that. Trying to decide if I want tea or have a bubbly, like the carbonated drink. That's cool. Like a Facebook check. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I haven't been on Facebook in so long. Oh, I also duplicated it because I wasn't sure if I might have separated it, but I also want to keep the original so you guys could see. But I've also changed up the grouping a little bit. So the way I've kind of organized this, you can kind of see it on the way I've colored the layers. So the red layer, the gate one is red. So to me, visually, I want to be able to quickly look at my layer panel and see that the red stuff is the stuff that's closest to me. And then the yellow stuff is like the midground, or I guess foreground actually. And then the midground is the buildings, and I think it's actually just the buildings. Let me see. Yeah, it's just the buildings on the right. And then after that, all the blue stuff is the background stuff. But I still separate it because I want the clouds and the moon to move independently from each other. And then the sky texture is just going to be its own thing. So I just painted it simply over the gradient background that we had from last week. And yeah, so that's kind of like the progress so far of how things are going. And yeah, we're just gonna chug along with this. And this time I moved the brush panel up because I'm gonna be kind of swapping between brushes. If you guys have a question on what brush I'm using and which one I should use, just let me know. Feel free to throw your questions my way and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Yeah. It hasn't started. Well, there isn't really a lesson. I'm just painting it. But right now, I guess what I could do is also just talk about how I'm approaching painting this. You can color layers in Krita. Oh, yeah. I guess this could be a quick lesson. If you want to color a layer, you just right-click it, and you get a pick from a selection of colors. So unfortunately, it's not like Photoshop where you can choose literally every color on the spectrum for your layers, but Krita only offers you like 8 different colors to pick from. This way it's just good for visual organization. So yeah, I think it's pretty helpful and pretty useful. But yeah, that's what I use if I have like a lot of things that I need to juggle. Yeah. And if you guys missed it, yes, we are having a giveaway and we're going to be having a special kind of other stuff all as well. So stay tuned till the end of the stream because you guys will also have a special giveaway that's open to everyone. And keep an eye for Kevin's messages in the chat because who knows, he might make a little announcement about what those prizes will be. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna pull up for myself my reference. If you guys missed it last week, this is my reference over here. This is what we're trying to aim for in terms of the drawing. So someone did point out I'm missing the mouse on the board, and I haven't painted the soldier. This is kind of the art direction that I'm going for, and I'm using this one more of like a style guide roughly as to how I want to draw it. And then this one is just like an idea for like some buildings that I could do. So there's just like a mishmash of different references just so it gives me an idea and a direction to head in while also making my own original approach. And then we got some soldier helmets here just for inspiration. So yeah, if you guys forgot or you missed last week's, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago when I streamed, this is the reference we're kind of working off of. So yeah. Cool references. Thank you. Oh yeah, Kevin, it wasn't you last time. Yeah, it was your friend. I totally forgot that you weren't here. I mean, that's not like a bad thing or anything. I think that's fine. But glad you're able to make it back here, man. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe add the rat. Oh, and for anybody interested, if you are using Krita, the brush I'm using right now is called dry brushing. I like it because it has a little bit of texture, kind of like this, as you can see. And it allows the painting to feel less digital. At least that's why I like to use it. So, yeah. So right now, I've gotten the overall lighting, and I've put in some more details. Right now, what I want to try to do is just simply get the details in. More of the details. More details. Typical me. Just getting more and more details in. And I'm just gonna be zooming in and out a lot because I need to check if I'm getting the lighting correct. And yeah. If you guys don't know, I think I might go for a more Mary Blair approach, which is a bit more painterly and textural and not super detail focused. So we're gonna draw a rat, very Remy focused. Let's see. I realize I don't know what a rat or a mouse really looks like, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah. Only gonna be able to make it for a full stream. Hey Vin, hello. Glad you're able to make it. Yeah. I did miss the one, and I was so sad. Do the puddles. Okay, don't worry. I'll get to the puddles. I forgot. What did I make the rat hold? The rat was holding something. Is it just holding a cheese? I guess it's just holding a piece of cheese. How's the bus ride, Quinn? I saw that you were having trouble traveling or something. I took a really quick look at it. Is it a spoon? Okay, fine. We'll change it to a spoon. Also, did you guys ever read Redwall? I feel like that probably won't be more closer to me and Kevin's generation. Redwall. Kevin, did you ever read Redwall? That show was so intense, like as a kid, because it was like the first time I ever watched anything that was like serialized. I never watched it, but I was I was always fascinated by it as like a kid, because I was like, yo, what is this? This is intense. This is crazy. And then I never like caught back up to it. Even though they had like books for it, and they had like they had the whole show for it. The show was awesome too. That show was great. You love Redwall. Should we hint at your upcoming special stream with the I feel like that is the hint, isn't it? You just being like, should we hint at it? That is the hint. This is jokes. I love Redwall. Oh, we got another Redwall person who knows what Redwall is. If you don't know what Redwall is, that's totally fine, because I think it's a very obscure 90s. If you were a 2000s, 90s kid, I think that's the only way you would really know what Redwall is, because I don't think it was a super popular like IP, so I feel like not too many people would know what it was. Should check out this artist I went to check out at Comic-Con. Follow him on socials. He has a very Redwall style. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I'll give it a check. What's it? Derek Loffman. Yo, Kevin, you should just message me it. I don't think I'm gonna remember that, but I'd love to check it out. Dude, those Redwall book covers were also so nice. They're so cool. Just gonna clean up this piece a little bit. Oh, we got another person who knows Red. Okay, I guess a lot more people know about it. Pretty short-lived. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I guess the warrior, like the cat warrior books, got a little bit more recognition and fame. I think more than Redwall, which I guess makes sense. Let's see. So right now I'm trying to just make a differentiation between the different elements on the piece. Things like highlights, and just like separation of different elements on each of the objects. So again, as like a quick reminder as to like how to think about background paintings, is that things that are closer to us should have more details, and it should be a bit more, have more contrast. So if you look at the wall over here, that's why you can have smaller details like the cracks in the wall, more higher contrast like these reflections and all that stuff. And the reason why is because those kind of things would be more obvious and apparent in these things that are closer to us, but things that are farther away will be more blurred and implied. So that's why for the forest and the church in the background, like these trees, it's more textural and brushy rather than more detailed like these, like this tavern and building in front of us. So yeah. Okay. Okay, Quinn, this is what you want your puddles. Oh, and if anybody is like curious about reflections, again, I'll mention it. Reflections are basically the color of the sky. So you basically just figure out what your sky color is, eyedrop it, and then use that to color your puddles. But it needs to be a little bit darker than the actual thing that it's reflecting. So you eyedrop the color of the sky and then just darken it just like a little bit. Because our reflections are usually just slightly lighter than the actual thing itself. So that's why you can see, like, for, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this barrel is actually slightly lighter than the barrel itself. So yes, there's contact shadow and whatnot, and this area is in like a shadowy area anyway, so it's going to be dark in general, but I've made it slightly lighter than the barrel, the real barrel itself. And same thing, I would like highlight or get that little thing over there, like the little, I don't know what it's called, this metal band that goes across the barrel, and I'm just gonna add it into the reflection, but I'm gonna make it less, just a little bit darker and more implied than in the actual barrel. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Looks so reflective, a metal band. Yeah. And I know the drawing's not going to be perfect because, of course, we don't have that much time. I don't have that much time to do like a full clean rendering of a background, but we're gonna approach it in a more gestural impression type of approach. So yeah. So don't, if you're like, the background's not fully rendered, it's like, well, there's only so much I can do. There's only so much time. So you're gonna have to stick with me as I figure out what to render and what not to render, what to keep and what not to keep. So yeah. But so far, I think it's coming along, not too bad. I'm like so hesitant to approach the soldier, because we got so many things to clean up and approach right now. So I'm gonna just do the reflection for this thing over here, and just add in a little bit of a rim reflection on the puddle, so we know that it's a reflection. Oops. feel like Krita's a little bit buggy right now because it keeps doing these like weird, like it takes a while to adjust to the thing that I'm like drawing. So like the color I pick out is like takes a while for it to like register that I want to color it. Even as it is, you're crazy. I just have like a very high expectation for myself, Kevin, on like what I want a finished piece to look like. You know, I want it to look really, really good. You know, that perfectionist side of me is just like I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. You know, so yes, it's more on the impressionistic side, but I am trying to get as much done for it as I can. Yeah, so I'm swapping right now between dry brush and this one, charcoal pencil medium. So if anybody wants to play around with the brushes that I'm using, these are the two I'm swapping back and forth from, because the dry brushing again is a bigger brush, and I personally like painting with a bigger brush. It allows you to focus more on blocking in shapes, colors, values, rather than focusing on the detail, which is something that we'll do later on, but detailing is kind of like the last thing that you do. So that's why I'm really more relying on dry brushing. But if the area is really small, then I'll go to the charcoal pencil medium, which still has a little bit of texture, but just not as much texture as dry brushing. And I also lowered the opacity, so I can slowly build up the colors rather than have it be too jarring. So yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now. Nothing too crazy, hopefully. Because yeah, again, time. Don't have too much time. So we'll do as much as we can. Yeah, but so far already, I'm really liking how this is looking. I think it's looking pretty cool, pretty good. Yeah, very haunting. Shadows are cold because cold are shadows. Yeah, there's that, there's that. Really? No, no one ever banned books. I think the only... I don't think my school ever banned books. Ever. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that. Sorry, that was my straw. Didn't mean to like make that squeaking noise. Are you making the reflections cooler because of the lighting, or because reflections in general are cooler than the subject right now? A little bit of the two. So I can't. Okay, like reflections are generally a little bit lighter than the object that it's reflecting. So like for example, this fountain that I just shaded in, and even the barrel, I'm not making it the exact same color because it's just subtly just a little bit different. Like it's very, very close, but they're just generally a little bit different from each other. So that's why I can't just eyedrop it. I have to put in a little bit of like a color change into it. And then I'm adding a little bit of speckles because water is still very, like, it has a shiny quality to it. So the ripples in it, the breakup in it, that, and it's going to be catching light from the moon, it's going to be catching light from the sky, and so that's that extra bit of quality to it that makes it a little bit different. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And okay, we're gonna go back to the trees now because I want to give it some more darker features to it. Make it just a little bit more, just a little bit darker. Because right now, I think the contrast is good, but I think the trees are feeling a little bit like it's gone. I might honestly add a little bit more like a mist on top of it afterwards, but we'll see. And I'll also be maybe swapping to this brush or this as well. It's a marker, it's meant to kind of feel a little bit um, like a Copic marker style, and it's good for, it's very pressure sensitive, and it allows you to just kind of blend things together without making it too obvious. So yeah, I think I'm also going to do this thing where I'm just going to lock any of the layers I'm not painting on, because I don't want to accidentally paint on a layer I didn't mean to. And the reason why is because when we later on do the whole parallaxing aspect to it, I'm going to need to make sure that every layer is in its proper spot, or else the parallaxing is going to be a little bit broken. So I don't want to have to deal with that. So yeah. And then for the trees, I did all of this off screen, so I'll do a little bit of an explanation on why I picked the colors that I picked. So because we're going for a much cooler background, and this is definitely taking some inspiration from the references that I used. So in this one, I noticed that for the reference, everything is very green, not green, but like very turquoise and teal vibes, and everything is very dark. But I noticed that like there's specks of kind of brown and oranges in it, and it's like, oh, okay, those quote-unquote brown looking colors are because it's for the grass and it's for the dirt, which is intrinsically a warmer color. But things like the building, the clouds, the sky, the gate, those things are typically more gray and cooler in color, quote unquote. I'm doing air quotes, but I don't have a camera, so you can't see. But because they're intrinsically cooler, they're going to have more of a bluish hue. Whereas things like the dirt and grass are going to lean more towards like the redder and orange colors. So I'm kind of keeping that in mind as I'm coloring it. And I'm taking notes of these kind of visual images to learn from. Because I don't really typically paint in this colors, so I'm trying to learn from how other people approached it, and I'm trying to draw kind of key points from it. Like, how dark is this building? What are some details on it? How dark did they make the rooftop and the windows and the gate? How did they fade out the trees and all that kind of stuff? So I'm trying to take notes of how both of these approached it, even though it's a little bit different. Yeah. I know it's a very quick rundown, but hopefully that gives an idea as to why I'm coloring it in the way that I'm coloring it. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful, and helps you in your approach in coloring. And I'm also, if you ever want to have like ideas as to how to paint in a like professionals do, I would say go find the Spirited Away art book, or even the Kiki's Delivery Service art book. Those are they have some really great environmental paintings there, and you can learn a lot from how they approached painting trees and environments, because the way that they did it is using very bright green colors while still looking very natural. So I do highly recommend looking at those books, because they provide a lot of information on how to push the colors of trees and grass and environments without losing any of that kind of like extra bit of life and saturation to it. So I'm taking a bit of notes from there as well. I'm also paying attention to where the light source is coming from, because the light source is the sky and the moon, and that's on the top for the most part, and it's kind of shining down on the trees. I'm trying to keep in mind that the lighting would mean that the light comes from the top. So the top right portion of the trees should be what's bright, and then the bottom left corner is what should be darker. And that's kind of the direction that I'm keeping in mind as I'm painting them, and I'm adding in shadows and brushes and texture in the trees. And I'm keeping it very general again, because I'm not planning on painting a super detailed version of this environment. So yeah, it's gonna be very subtle, nothing too over the top. Just gonna paint a bit of like mist at the bottom. I feel like Bob Ross sometimes when I'm doing this, because it's just like, oh, and then we paint in some some dust, and then we painted some mist, and you know, just put it over there, just like happy mists. Sleepy mists, you know, nothing to it. Sleepy mists. Just want to say your background looks amazing, and glad to hear you guys got your channel back. Oh, thank you, Roxy. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Yeah, it's good to see that we're able to stream again today. Honestly, I was like not sure if I'd be going up on today, and I was like, should I work on the background? I don't know. But yeah, I got a little bit of it done, and so it's good. But thank you for the the encouragement, the congratulations. Like him, Josh Ross. Josh, that's a good one. I like that. Happy little tree. Yeah, I don't know if like these are happy trees. These look more like sleepy trees, you know, sleepy hollows. We want to put in some sleepy hollows right here, you know, a little bit of sleepy hollows over here and there, you know. I know there's a lot of blending. The reason why is because for trees it's so organic that I don't want it to feel too digitized, if that makes sense. That's why I started it off with a much more textured brush, and then now I'm using the marker brush to just blend in some of those elements together. But overall, I still want the background to feel like it has these brush strokey type textures to it. So another brush that I use for the trees is this one. It's called Texture Hair. If you click on it, you'll see that it has this square to it, and that's because it's more of like a texture brush and blending brush rather than the normal painting solid brush. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's great. Yeah, I wouldn't really use it for hair per se. Maybe it's maybe good for like a little bit of like blocking in the hair, but I would maybe use like another brush afterwards to clean up the hair, because the hair texture brush is a little bit too it's a little bit much. It's not the best for doing like a cleanup of the hair. But yeah, it's a good brush though. I really like it, and I would recommend checking it out. And I know that like for digital, there's like this whole mindset of like, oh, what's the perfect brush? I don't think there is a perfect brush. At the end of the day, it's just how you decide to use it and how well you're able to use it to your advantage for what you want to paint. So don't ever feel like you need to find the perfect brush, because there is no such thing as like the perfect brush. It's more of like how you can use it to your advantage. So there's a lot of things that I like about certain brushes. There's a lot of pros and cons, and then I just take those pros and use it to how it would work best for certain things. Paint the sleepy trees. Drawing your own comic is very motivating. Oh, thank you. I hope your comic's going well, though. I know drawing comics can be a lot of work. So, yeah. Can I get another? I got another Alex Ross book. No, that's crazy. No, that's awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying Alex Ross as an artist, though. Yeah, he's great. He's an amazing artist. I'm gonna say something controversial about Alex Ross, though. He's an amazing artist, but I think he's a better cover artist, comic book cover artist, than he is a panel comic book artist. I feel like I personally prefer more clean and clear comic book panels rather than very detailed, overly realistic comic book panels, which is kind of what he does. But I think as a cover artist, he's amazing. I think there's no one like him, and I think he kind of set the tone for that kind of very Americana 90s, early 2000s type of aesthetic for superheroes. that's very like godlike. You know, the way he highlights them almost make them feel like Greek gods and everything. And I think in that regard, he's amazing. I guess yeah, because I don't want to murder. Wait, what? Oh, you guys a DC art book? Oh, that's awesome. I would love to read. I would love to take a look at that art book. You know, I should take more advantage of um like the library. I always wanted. There's this amazing art library, like I don't know, 30 minutes away from where I live, and I feel like I should go to it more. But I'm just so lazy. It's a really nice library though. You could do like 3D printing, you could do sticker printing in there, and yeah, it's a really great library. Should take advantage of my community public library. Go to the library. I know. I want to go to the library. I want to. It's good. They have so many. They actually have decent amount of art books there, and it's like you don't have to buy it. And then my friend was telling me too, a long time ago, that the library, Toronto Library, actually has a lot of manga, and you just have to, and if your location doesn't have it, but another library does, you can actually ask them to ship it to your local library, and then you could just like read it from there. And I was like, wait, that's awesome. But I'm like so lazy. I don't know why. I feel so lazy to do that. I'm like, I don't want to go to the library and borrow a book. I don't know why I'm like this. It's like such an awesome feature of the library, but I'm just like, I don't really want to go to the library and borrow a book. That looks good. Oh, hey, Faye. Look at that. Hey, Faye's in the chat. Faye's in stream. And thank you, Faye. Yeah, I think it's turned out pretty good, too. I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. Don't usually do too many background paintings, and I think this turned out not too bad. Yeah, just slowly, you know, doing the trees. I feel like you could spend forever doing the trees. So I'm gonna try not to get too caught up on the trees and focus more on like the buildings and later on the soldier. And I'm gonna have to keep an eye on time. Actually, I would really appreciate it if anybody could like just remind me if I'm like going a little bit over time, because I do want to give enough time to do the parallaxing and go over it. So yeah, if anybody is able to help keep me on track of tasks, that would be great. But I'm also gonna keep an eye on it too. But yeah, you guys can help keep me on track, because definitely I will get lost in the sauce, as they say sometimes. Should be streaming tomorrow. Yeah, Faye's gonna be streaming tomorrow. It's a little bit of a change, but she's gonna be on. Did you download new brushes for Krita? Nope, I did not. I never. This is weird. I am so lazy with brushes that I just don't bother downloading or buying brushes. I'll just look at what's on default and test them all out and see what works for me. So what you're seeing here, actually, I can give a quick overview. This is my favorites brush library, if I can get this panel to expand, and that's it. These are all my brushes that I use. It's basically, this is a tapering eraser. This is a square eraser. It's really small, so I typically don't really use this anymore. This is a softer type of eraser. And then you got the airbrush. And I think these ones, they kind of give it to you by default. But I never use these brushes, except for maybe this one. I typically don't like opacity-driven brushes. I think it's kind of... it doesn't work the way that I like to have them work. So I don't usually use this one, or this one, or this one. This one's great for sketching. This one is good for line work if you want a little bit of texture on the edge, but not too much. This one's good for blocking and painting. I actually use this one a little bit for the background painting. And this is the brush I'm currently using. It's like a Copic marker that has a little bit of like buildup as you apply more pressure. So it's a little bit different from the normal opacity brush because I feel like this one's a little bit more workable. And yeah, I'll just quickly highlight over them. So if you're watching the VOD or if you're watching the stream, you can like quickly look at them and you can pause it and you can like find these brushes if you want to. But I'm not going to go over every one of them just because some of them, like these ones, I did not add these ones. These ones just came by default on Krita, but this one I use a lot. But yeah, so texture hair. And if you're not sure where to find these, you can just go to all and it'll give you the whole list of brushes. And then you can just like compare them to what I have on my favorites. But if I had to like say what brush I go to the most, it's usually this one, charcoal pencil medium, because it's a good drawing brush. There's this one, texture hair, and then there's the Sumi brush and dry brush, and this one, I don't know what this one's called. Yeah, it's this one. This one I edited a little bit on my own, and then there's the airbrush. So these are kind of like my go-to brushes. They're nothing like crazy or special, but it works the way that I like them to work. So there's nothing crazy about them. There's nothing fancy or special, but I just like the way it works. So I just keep it. Yeah. So I'm putting it there just in case anybody's like curious about the brushes and they want to use them, but honestly, I don't really do anything special with the brushes. So, yeah. So right now I'm using that Copic marker brush. You can see it's selected on my brush layer anyways, so yeah. And I think like the reason why I have this mentality with brushes is just because it's like a thing that I was also wondering about as well, of like, oh shoot, I mixed up the layer. No. Okay. I think there's a lot of emphasis on like good layers, or not good layers, good brushes, and I think at the end of the day it's just all brushes are kind of they're kind of the same. It's just how you decide to use it. I know that sounds really dumb, but there's no real like, I wouldn't say there's like a secret sauce to brushes. Okay, I'm just gonna delete this. I'm just gonna repaint it. It's nothing special anyways. Okay, I'm just gonna delete this as well. Yeah, I painted them on the wrong layer. Ugh, so annoying. But okay, cool. Help you. Nice. Yeah, glad to help you on the brushes, because I know brushes can be like a big deal in terms of like considering which ones to use, but I would say the best way is to just use it. Just pick a random brush, get started with it, and don't worry too much about it, because at the end of the day, it's like if your drawing's not good, then no matter what brush you use, it won't really help too much. So what you want to really get down is your brush. I mean, not your brush. You want to get down and figure out whether your drawing capabilities there first before you do anything with like speculating on which brush is going to be perfect for you. Yeah. I'm just gonna take the design of the building from the reference. I think it's kind of cool. It gives a little bit of like that gothic look to it, so I quite like it. Josh uses the dollar store equivalent. I guess you know what, that is a little bit kind of what it is. That's funny. I like that. I like that comparison. You know, I actually think that's the best way of describing it. I just see what's at the dollar store. And I'm like, you know, this is good enough. I don't need it to be any fancier. That's exactly what it is. That's funny. I like that. I don't know what it is. I'm just too lazy trying to figure out what brush is the best. So I'm just like, oh, what do you have on offer right now? Oh, that? Okay, yeah, I can do something with that. It's like, oh, you only got a fork and a knife? Yeah, that's fine. That sounds good. And then that's what I'll use. So, yeah, that's funny. Crates shouldn't be limited by brushes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You'll eventually, I think, make it work. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna be your imagination and creativity that pushes the drive and the type of art that you make. So yeah, and you're always going to be improving anyways as well. So like, you'll be as you like understand more and more about how to draw and how to draw the way that you want to draw, that will slowly start shaping your art skills rather than trying to get too caught up on brushes and how perfect that brush is. Just pick a brush that does what you want it to do and just stick with it. See how far it gets you. And you know, like if the brush really isn't working, you can always go to brush settings and adjust it anyways. You can always play with opacity, you can always play around with flow, the shape of the brush head. Like all these things you can actually just find in the default settings of the software, no matter what software you're using. So it really is just dependent on how far you want to do some exploration and studying, I guess. Study. Act like I know how to use my drawing. Yeah, exactly. You can with a hard round. Yeah, exactly. Like I learned how to digitally paint with just a hard round brush and not like a fancy airbrush or soft round brush. Like it's all just it was all just like a hard round brush. Nothing crazy to it. So weird, gives me handwriting. You're not doubting too much and then struggle to find the right one. Yeah, there's that too. Like there's only so much brushes that you really need. So, you know, just you really just need to find one and then you're mostly good. I know I'm spending a little bit of time trying to get the building this building right, but there's like kind of details where I'm seeing in the reference, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to just imply. I'm not gonna have the time to really draw these details in, but I'm like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to imply these imply these details. So that's what I'm trying to do. Just like imply the windows, imply some shadow and the shape change in the building, you know. Yeah. Spooky vibes. Love the style. Oh, thank you, Faye. Yeah. No, I'm really liking this too. It sounds like I didn't expect it, but I feel like I've been doing a lot more blended painting, so I'm kind of trying things out. Uh, foreground. Okay. Okay, it's 3:55. I think we should be good on time. Learned how to I think I would prefer it if my brush was like a traditional graphite pencil. Yeah, I think that's like the hardest part too, is like not a lot of default programs have a good solid graphite style of brush. And I would say even Krita doesn't have a solid graphite brush either. But I would say like I just make do with it. As long as it kind of has a little bit of texture, at least for me, and a little bit of a breakup, I'm personally okay with it. So yeah, it's definitely just down to personal preference and what you want. But that's where kind of brush experimentation comes in. I know it might take a bit of time because what you'll have to do is do a drawing and just try to use one brush and see what the shortcomings are. I think that's kind of like how I settled, quote unquote, with a brush, is that I was like, okay, I'm just going to do a portrait study and I'm going to stick to one brush and see where this gets me. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I can do quite a lot with this brush, actually. There's some things I don't like, but there's some things that work with it that I do like. And you just keep doing that more and more, and then you kind of understand the brush. It sounds weird, but for me, using a brush is more about like understanding it and understanding the pros and cons to it, rather than trying to make it and force it to the brush that you want. We're about midway through. Okay, thank you for the reminder, Evan. Yeah, so we are halfway through. And again, for I don't know how many people just joined us, but we are doing a giveaway, a few giveaway streams. So if you missed the opening announcement, we are having a giveaway, a free class pass today, valued at $100. If you haven't entered yet, type Art Nerd in the chat right now. It's all in one word. I'm pretty sure you might have seen some people post it, but if you type Art Nerd in the chat right now for your chance to win. And we'll be picking a winner at the end of the stream, so don't go anywhere. And we're only going to be giving the prize to one person, so there's no need to spam the chat. But definitely, if you put Art Nerd in the chat, you might get a chance of winning $100 US worth of classes today. Yeah. Oh, I think I actually, I think I might have forgotten to announce this, but this is for the fall class giveaway. So yeah, so type Art Nerd in the chat for a chance to win. We'll be picking a winner at the end of the stream, so be sure to type it in and don't go anywhere, because we'll be reminding you guys every now and then throughout the stream. Yeah. And I'll just put up the graphic here a little bit so you guys can see exactly what we're doing. So I'll leave it up here for a little bit and then we'll get back to the painting. But yes. Is it all caps? I guess this should help. Yes, in the graphic it says all caps. I guess. Yeah. You left for a bit? No worries. Yeah. And remember, it's per entry per person, so there's no need to spam. Kevin is keeping an eye on the chat, so it's all good. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to our painting. Can you win multiple giveaways? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Kevin, do we on one of these? Oh, okay, cool. There you go. Look, Kevin's got us. Oh. Okay. I want to paint in some rolling mist in front of this like little gate thing as well, so I'm just gonna put that in. Josh's, this is looking awesome. Oh, thank you, Quinn. Thank you. I know we only got like half an hour left, and I'm like, oh wait, I haven't even painted the, haven't even painted the soldier yet. I think the gate I could probably leave it as is. I don't think there's really any need to make it any darker. Oops, not this part. So like with the background, I'm trying to keep it very more implied rather than a lot of the details I want it to be a bit more implied rather than having it very like explicit, I guess, in terms of like what things are. So that's why like the gate is just kind of there. It's more of like shapes. I just want to imply the shapes that are there and how they are placed in the background. Just because, again, it's working to our advantage in terms of like just time. Since we don't have too much time, I have to work within the constraints and limits of what I can do in this background. So that's why it's very more implied and impressionistic rather than a very hard, like very clean and clear type of drawing. So yeah. I'm gonna add a little bit of maybe add a little bit of lighting on the gate. Perfect. I feel like I would spend a little bit more time on figuring out the lighting on this, but I think I'm just gonna move on and not get too caught up on it, because definitely don't think we have time to really perfect the gate, unfortunately. I feel like the gate feels a little bit half finished, half done, but it is what it is. Not gonna have time to go through everything, so it's fine. Don't think anyone would complain if you went overtime. That's true, that's true. Can I ask if you have any hobbies outside of art? If so, could you say what they are? Volleyball. If you've ever been on your stream, you probably heard me talk endlessly about volleyball. I'm kind of part of a league on Mondays, so right now we're not doing so hot. So the league just started. It's fall ball right now. I kind of took a little bit of a break over winter, and right now the first week we were actually doing really well, and then all of a sudden we kind of dropped the ball last week. So yeah, it's not could have been better, could be better, but yeah, right now it's doing okay. We're doing okay. We dropped back down, and so now we have to climb our way back to the top. So there's that. Yeah, so volleyball, I love playing volleyball. Played it in high school, and now playing some more afterwards. And here's the thing too, a lot of people like to make fun of volleyball. They're like, oh, you don't sweat during volleyball. It's like, well, if you play proper volleyball, you will be sweating. If you're not playing proper volleyball, of course you're not going to be sweating. You're going to be like, this is the easiest sport ever. It is, if you're not playing it properly. I feel like so many people underestimate how hard volleyball and how sweaty you can get playing volleyball, but yeah. It looks perfectly fine to me. Oh, thank you. Oh, was I bugging out? What? Google says journeys? What? That was bugging me? Wait, what was bugging you? Henry Josh believes this is too simple and is going to redo it by the end. That's jokes. Looks done to me, but every artist feels their own worst critic. Yeah, I do for sure. Is secretly a fish connoisseur. What? No, I don't know anything about fish. That's funny though. Want to get back into martial arts? Ooh, yeah, do it. Do it, Quinn. Get back into martial arts. But yeah, volleyball, I did want to apply for softball for the summer, but then apparently it was all booked up, so I couldn't join in softball, unfortunately. I was a little bit sad by that. I was like kind of looking forward to it. I took a little bit of a break from wait, what's this? Oh, wait. What did I must have done something a little different. What is this? Is there anything here? There's nothing here. Okay. I'm gonna delete this. Okay. Tripping. But no, I was originally going to play softball in the summer, but then it all got booked up and everybody was already on it, and then I couldn't play. But I haven't played softball in a while. I'm not the best at it. I'm terrible at tracking the ball, if anybody knows what that means. But if you've played softball, you probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm terrible at tracking the ball. So I kind of took a bit of a break from it. And then I was like, my friend was like, oh, we're starting a softball league. You should come play. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds awesome. And then I tried signing up for the last second, and then it was full. And I was like, dang it. I kind of wanted to play some softball. But, yeah. If you're bad at volleyball, you're not sweating. I guess. You should watch a lot of volleyball. Dude, you know the beach volleyball for what was it, the Olympics? Yo, that was pretty good. Did it? Honestly, I was not really planning on watching volleyball during the Olympics for beach, except for like the main one. And then I was like just curious, and like, I'll check out the beach volleyball. Yo, it was so good. Canada was doing so well. Yo, people were hyped for the girls beach volleyball. That was kind of cool to see. Little Canadian pride, I feel like, with the with the country when girls volleyball was going on. Josh is so sport. Rename your layers, bro. What do you mean? It is layered. It's color coded to Henry. Oh wait, no, that's not Henry. The Wolverine. Yo, gate is the gate. Look at that. Wow, organized. Soldier is the soldier. You can't see it because we didn't get to him yet. Foreground is the foreground. Duh. Then we got the buildings in the middle. We got trees and church. Got the clouds. Got the moon. And then we got sky texture. Everything is layered, Wolverine. Don't worry. Oh wait, you have named layers? Good for you. Yeah, exactly. And it's color coded. Not just named, color coded too. Color coding is the best. Don't worry, I got you with the color coding, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay, I should probably get to the I feel like I should probably get to the soldier guy this time. Oh, you know what? Let me do the building over here, and then I think we'll get to the soldier, because I feel this part is a little bit underdeveloped. Yeah, I mean, I also like during university, my what was it? The software that I was like good at, and I could say this confidently, that I was legitimately good at pen tooling. Pen tooling was like my specialty in like Illustrator. And dude, if you were not labeling things on Illustrator, you would have such a hard time trying to figure out like what was what, because you needed to have things labeled. Because every time you draw some quote unquote draw something new on Illustrator, it would make it a new layer. So you had to label everything on Illustrator, or else you'd just be like, oh, what's this part? And then you just get like 1,000 layers because it's different from like normal Illustrator. So you had to make sure you were labeling things, or else you would just get lost in the madness of Adobe Illustrator. I'm back. Oh, hello. Welcome back. You guys are so organized. Your collaborators definitely appreciate that. Oh, thanks. No Doug, good point. What is that? What? That's so crazy. No wonder you abandoned. What's happening? Jaw Redstone. It's informing us stuff. Okay. Oh my goodness. Medieval, like, tavern buildings are so detailed. So many things going on. Trying to look for inspiration on how this thing is done. So, oh, I think beforehand I might have had like a balcony. Do I want to add a balcony on it though? Maybe not. Maybe I won't add a balcony. No, that's too much work. I'm not gonna add a balcony. Just gonna add these like decals on it to make it look like I put some effort into it, because I'm too lazy to add all those like extra little bits, like a balcony sticking out. Like, that's too much work. I ain't got the time to do the balconies. I know 4:30 is coming. It's coming for me. 4:30 or 4:15. Oh shoot, that's in like 2 minutes. Never mind. I'm like way over time. Classic Josh stream moments are happening, guys, where it's just like, do we have the time to do what we set out to do? I guess you guys will find out. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to hit it. I feel like I guess you'll find out. Yeah, I guess we're gonna try. I think this is too light for this kind of wall over here, so I think I'm going to just whittle it down a little bit. Not whittle it down. I'm gonna like darken it just a bit. Oh, totally forgot that I shifted things. This building's out of whack, but we're on a time crunch. I'm not going to worry about it too much, but yeah, the building structure's a little bit off. I'm just going to maybe push it out just a little bit. Should be fine, but just going to have to do some adjusting here. The reason why I'm pushing it out in this way is because you see this point. Oh, you guys probably can't see it, but but you see this point right over here. I'm trying to make sure that it's aligned with the verticality of the building, like right here. So yeah, that's why I had to push it, because this part, the right side of the wall, is also pushed. So I have to make sure that it's pushed in the correct direction, like perspective wise. So yeah. I think this might be also a little bit too dark, too bright, so gonna lower the lighting on this rooftop, because I think it's a little bit too bright, and then we're gonna lower the values over here so it's a little bit darker. I know I could do this probably with a layer, but I am too lazy to to get that done with the like a proper layer adjustment, but it's fine. It's good enough. And then we'll make some of the beams a bit darker too. I mean, until the end streams. Would you like to animate your original character more easily and with less tedious repetition? Oh, if that's what you guys want, boy, are you guys in for a treat soon. So we got a nice little collab coming up. It's gonna be surprising for all of ya. Alright, that's okay. I think I'm just gonna make it slightly darker. You know what? I think it's also because it's not this dark. I might have made this side a bit too dark. Okay. What do you think of the puddles? Yeah, Quinn's the proprietor of these puddles. She has say over like how the puddles are going. They're beautiful. Kevin already spoiled it for the patrons. I mean, he hinted at something. I don't think Kevin said what it was though. So I think you guys are good. Still don't really know what it will be. So it's all good. These buildings are not up to par with what I'd like. Okay, what time is it? Okay, we're gonna push the deadline to 4:15 and just kind of play it by ear from there. By ear from there. Yeah, this building is not turning out the way I'd like for it to turn out, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Let's see, I think it's just the darkness levels. I don't want to be too dark, but we'll make some of the doors just a smidge darker, just so that there's a little bit of contrast with the building. Kind of makes sense for this type of structure. Okay. Actually, it's okay. It's okay. It's coming along. It's coming along. I mean, zoomed out wise, this is not too bad. I think I'm gonna actually make the trees just a little bit brighter. Just for the ones at the top that are closer to the moon. It's still gonna seem kind of like slightly dark just due to the fact that clouds are right there and the clouds are like white and the sky is pretty bright, but hopefully like this tiny little bit adds a little bit of dimension into the trees a bit more. Because done can be overworked. That's true. Yeah. Don't look very sanitary. Yeah, I wouldn't probably go play in those puddles for sure. I would not play in those puddles for sure. Sorry, I'm getting a little quieter just because I want to focus on getting this like done. And so that we can get to the parallaxing part, because I do think that that part will be quite important. So, yeah. I'm gonna maybe make this part a little bit, just slightly bit more saturated, because this tree is technically closer to us, and then therefore would have a little bit more contrast and value to it. So I think these are some decent values to work off of. I'm just gonna work off of these ones. So I'm treating the tree kind of like a sphere, where it's brightest here, and then there's kind of a bit of a cutoff point for the tree. So that's kind of how I'm approaching it. And like, so the rightmost part is going to be more saturated. Josh, we were talking about drinking the puddles. Quinn said he would. No. If it's drinkable, why not? Why drink shaped? What? What? Yo, don't drink that. I hope you don't. Don't drink this like normally, man. That would be a little bit questionable. Okay, we'll finally get to the soldier. The soldier, I'm just gonna keep it quite just implied, because I don't think we would see too much of the soldier anyways. So okay, I'm gonna pull up the reference so I know how this helmet looks. Okay, cool. Kind of just building the silhouette of the helmet. Not trying to do anything fancy. Don't drink the water. Yeah, don't drink the water. It's quite nasty. It's a little bit nasty if you're drinking the water. It's quite gross. Who would want to drink the water? Who looked at this water and was like, yo, that looks pretty tasty, if I don't say so myself. If I do say so myself, I mean. Who's thinking that? One got me cup, if dirt got me. What? Cast shadow of the tree on the rooftop? Oh, maybe on the bottom, on this one. Because the light's coming from this way, from the left down. So there probably wouldn't really be too much of a cast shadow. Like there would be. That's a good call. I like that. Just probably wouldn't be too much, but I like that because I did not really take that into consideration. Okay, let me take a look at the original drawing. I just want to see how I kind of designed this guy. Honestly, I could probably just get away with just coloring him all in shadow and all dark with like a few implications of like shadows, because I think in general this character would be pretty much in shadow and there wouldn't really be too much light on this person anyways. So this is me just cheating a little bit. Just because it's like, yeah, I don't think we would see this person in general anyways, so yeah, that's okay. He can just be in like deep shadow. It's fine. It's almost 4:30, so I think we got a good. I think we should have a good amount of time for this. I think we should actually probably be good. Oh. Yes, also anybody who's just joining or didn't know, we are doing a giveaways, so definitely type Art Nerd if you have it. Again, if you have typed Art Nerd already, there's no need to type it again because we're only doing one entry per person. So if you've already typed Art Nerd, there's no need to type it again because we've already got you covered in terms of like keeping track of who's submitted what. And then we'll be announcing the winners afterwards. So kind of just indicating where the legs would be, how this person would be kind of sitting. There we go. Got a little soldier there, and then yeah, I'll add a little bit of cast shadow on the trees just because someone brought that up, and you know what, I think that'd be kind of neat to have a little bit of some cast shadow, just like a bit, nothing, not too much. Yeah. Oh, and then I'm gonna extend this chimney a little bit more just so that we can actually see it, because it was there, but I realized like, oh, we kind of got blocked, so just gonna add it again so you can see it. Okay, I think, oh, the clouds, oh my goodness, I was like, hey, I think we're done. I'm like, I think we can move on. It's not perfect. There is a lot of things about it where I would want to adjust and I would like to adjust, but you know what? For the purposes of this piece, I think it's doable. It's good enough. Ambience being proudly British. Josh, the rocks? What rocks? Oh, what, like rocks by the soldiers' feet? I guess we can add the rocks. I don't know about the rocks. Do we need rocks? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. actually. I'm gonna add a bit of texture to the sky first, and then I'm gonna go over it again with then I'll go over it with the marker brush, because I kind of just want movement in the sky. I'm not trying to, I guess, a little bit of a Starry Night inspired, I guess. Wasn't really the kind of intention, but it's kind of giving me Starry Night kind of vibes to it. And then we'll soften it up with the marker brush so that it's kind of slightly blended and not really too Starry Night vibes. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of blending. Oh, does it? Oh, Josh, this rocks. Oh, okay. Oh, that's jokes. I'm like, rocks. I guess I can add rocks. I didn't think of adding rocks. And then it's like, no, she means this rocks. That's funny. Yeah, but I don't know why I didn't read it that way. I read it as, yeah. But thank you, Quinn. Thanks for the encouragement. I appreciate that. It's Van Gogh time. It is. It honestly is Van Gogh time. Thanks for the clarification and fix, Jaw. I appreciate the adjustment. Yeah, and again, a little bit of a reminder: if you guys don't follow us on like social media, like Instagram or Discord, that's where I'll be posting these images first. So if you want to see how this looks in its final version, in a very clean, uninterrupted version, because we are streaming on this, so it might be a little bit compressed, but if you want to see the actual full version of it, definitely give us a follow on Instagram, because that's probably Discord, Instagram, Facebook, those are places where we'll be posting the image. So if you want to see how this looks and how it turned out in the end, that's the place to do it. Oh, okay. Holy, I am sweating a little bit. But no, this is turning out awesome. I think this turned out way better than I thought it would be. Honestly, I do think I could just like keep working on this and like try to like finagle it more and more, but yeah, I don't think there's really much that I can do with it. And I'm trying to mix some colors in so that like the patchwork on the building has some changes in colors to it, so it's not all the same colors. It's like slightly, just like the hue and feel of it just changes a little bit. Nothing too crazy, not trying to add anything like mind-blowing or drastic, just enough that it keeps the piece from feeling too samey. Like it's just like, oh, it's of course it's rendered solid dark because it's in the shadows, but by having these like mix and patches of colors here and there, it makes the piece look more textured. Hurry, your time is running up. Okay. This isn't even my final form, but I know I want to keep just working on this, but okay, so I think this should be enough. Let me just do a quick check. So we're now going to do the parallaxing, and I just want to check my layers just so that I know what everything is. We got the gate, that's going to be one image. Got the soldier. Honestly, the soldier, I'm going to save this one more time, or duplicate it one more time, so that if I do mess up on the blending or the merging of layers, it won't really matter too much. So we got the gate, that's one element. Soldier and foreground, that's going to be one element as well, because they should be moving at the same pace with each other. That's how I'm kind of differentiating it. This is, yeah, I'll move this on its own as well. I think that should be fine. And And this is its own thing. Okay, clouds is its own thing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sky and texture in the back, I'm gonna merge those together. Oh, and shortcut for merging is Control E. So if you ever want to duplicate anything, it's Control J. And then if you want to merge, it's Control E. That's how I'm grouping everything together. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, because we're going to be doing parallaxing, I actually have to save everything as an individual object in itself. So I'm going to turn everything off, and yes, you're going to see how wacky this all looks, but they all have to be their own element. And I'm going to also turn off the background so that it's all like a PNG. And I'm just going to save, make a folder, call it we'll call it environmental elements. Environmental elements. We'll put that here. Save it as a PNG, and yeah, it looks good. And yeah, I think it should be good. Oh, I forgot. I should have named it. Give me a sec as I find it. I'm gonna call it. I'm also gonna number it so that in the folder itself, it's gonna be organized based off of closest to furthest. 01, and I'm gonna call it gate. And someone said I wasn't organized. The audacity. Actually, this looks really cool without all the things there. It's kind of neat. Okay. 02. Foreground. How dare they say I'm not organized? That's, oh, whoops, what? That's blasphemous. Okay, let's see, PNG. Oh, 03. Midground. Cool. No more white Christmases, only white canvases. Okay, and a church. 3, 4. I'm just gonna call it trees. Should be good enough. Okay. I don't know, this is riveting, exciting stuff, just saving everything in its own number. 5. This is clouds. What? Clouds. Oh, because it was still exported. Gotcha. Oh, 06. Moon. Okay, then we got a back. I know, look at that. It's like all these weird elements. Honestly, the back, I don't really need to save it as anything fancy, but we'll just do it anyways. Sky. Okay, so for parallaxing, what we're gonna have to do, so if you guys weren't here last week or the 2 weeks ago, the reason why the canvas is this wide is so that we can shift the images around. So for our actual frame, we're actually going to make it way smaller. So, and I'm going to maybe make it a square, a little bit more closer to a square so that it's easier to move things, that it's a bit more obvious. Let's see, width, let's make it, you know what? No, let's make it like 8, no, let's do 9. Height, let's do 7. 7 by 9. I think that's pretty good. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna bring everything in. Oh, it might take a while, and yes, it's gonna be way larger. Actually, you know what I should have done is I should have made the height the same. Let's see, how high is this? It's a 9. Okay. Height, we'll make it 9. Width, we'll make it like 11 then. You know, I'm just gonna re-import it. It's too much work to do it bit by bit like this. Okay. I'm gonna have to flip everything around manually. Okay. I think that's correct. Yes. Okay, so now the size is correct. We're just gonna group all of them, because for Krita, you can't really... Did I make a joke? Not... Oh, oh my goodness. So with Krita, you can't really move anything unless it's, like it's all grouped. So if you want to move everything together, you have to group it. You can't... It's not like Clip Studio or Photoshop where you can just select everything and then move it all at the same time. You have to kind of move it... you have to group it and then you can move it all together. I'm actually gonna maybe make the canvas a little bit wider. Let me actually check how wide I made it. I made it 25. Oh, okay, so I have quite a lot of wiggle room actually. Let's see. Gonna change the size to 9 by... Let's do 9 by 17. I think that actually should be good enough. Let's see how much space I have. Actually, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Let's see how this goes. I am gonna have to move everything individually, so yeah. I'm just gonna save this real quick. And I'm gonna close it. I don't think we really need it anymore. And I want everything to kind of move from left to right. So the way parallaxing works is that the stuff that's closest to us is going to move the most. So that's why I numbered everything, and that's why I had to figure out where the order and combination of everything is, because that's the order that they're going to be moving in. The gate is going to be the one that moves the most because it's the closest to us, and then the thing that's furthest away moves the least. So in this case, the sky is probably actually not going to move at all. The gate is going to move, and then everything else is also going to move as well. So we're going to give that a shot, and hopefully I can remember how to animate with curves, because I don't do it too often. Let's see, how long should this sequence be? Let's have it be like 10 seconds, so that's going to be 240 frames. Actually, no, do I want to be 10 seconds quite long? Let's do 5 seconds. 5 seconds, let's see, that would make it 120 frames. Okay, it's pretty good. You know what? We'll do 10 seconds. I think 10 seconds will make it manageable. Oh, I'm gonna have to save this. Okay. You don't need this. Shoot. Okay, you're gonna have to give me. You're gonna have to forgive me. I'm gonna have to need to go to the washroom. That bubble tea is really sitting. So give me a sec. I am going to be back. But then we're gonna finish this when I get back. So yeah, I know we got like 10 minutes left, and I'm like, I really need to go. But I'll be back. So you guys sit tight. Hey, I am back. So I think I might have to stay a little bit longer just to finish this up. But we are gonna do it. I am committed to finishing this. Also, I realized I think I'm gonna have to just shift the background over to the middle. Yeah. It might not seem like it. It's weird, but just gonna shift everything over. Because the clouds and the moon, they're kind of the stuff that won't really be moving at all. So it's really everything else that's going to be shifting. So, yeah. Welcome back. Thank you, thank you. Today I think I'm gonna practice brush and poses. Hey, no, that's awesome. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, so before we... Oh, whoops. So before we can actually move anything, I just remembered that we gotta put a movement layer. Transform... What? Oh. Yes, gotta add a transform mask to it. We gotta do this for all of them too. Or else we won't be able to transform it. So, like move it on the curve layer. So that's why we gotta do it. We're gonna have a lot of layers. Okay, I think there's one for every one of them. Okay, cool. And then in order to transform it and move it, we're going to have to click on the transform mask. So what you're actually animating is not the image itself. So if you take a look at my layer, it's not the image layer, it's going to be the transform mask that we're going to be animating. So the first one I'm going to be doing is the gate. Again, so we're panning from left to right, so I want to move the gate. And so like the moment I have the transform mask for the gate selected, I'm gonna name this gate so that I know. And we'll rename them as we go. But you'll notice that all these dots show up because we're not doing anything too crazy. We really just I'm gonna move like the one thing only. And I think the sequence is only 240 frames, so we really only need it here. And what I'm gonna click 240, and then I'm gonna click this for the gate, and I'm just gonna move it off to the side to maybe here. And I'm gonna press enter, and so now you'll see that the graph changes, right? You can see that the red line starts up here where it started, and then as the sequence goes down, it like moves down to like the bottom somewhere off screen because it's a really big movement. So actually, then if we go to the timeline and we click this, hopefully Krita doesn't crash on me because there's a lot of layers, there's a lot of things happening. So fingers crossed. Okay, it looks good. Don't crash on me, Krita. I'm gonna press play and hopefully it works. And let's see if it'll do its thing and not crash on me. Oh boy. Oh, it looks like it's gonna take a while before it's able to do it. 240 frames might have been maybe a bit too long. Yeah, let's not maybe do 240. That might be a bit too long. Let's just do 120 then. I think that might be a bit more manageable. So go back to our gate. Go here, and we're gonna just delete these. Okay, so we're gonna go to, what did I say? What did I change it to? 120. That's a little bit more manageable, hopefully, for Krita, because I realize the images might be actually kind of big, and it might be a lot for Krita to kind of just manage all of that, so yeah, we'll give it a shot. 120. Hopefully this is a bit better. Okay, gonna try it again. Just gonna move it off to the side, like here. Okay. Okay, fingers crossed again. Let's see if it works. Oh. Yeah, it might be a while. We'll just maybe move the gate and we'll see how it goes. Just never too long, just not too short. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. The puddles aren't a part of the art. It is. It's just off screen a little bit. Don't worry. 300 seconds. I know. This one, it shouldn't be too long. It says 141, but I'm like, seems like it's moving along not too bad. I think I'll just show you guys the gate, and I think what it will be is I'll do all of this off screen and then show you guys the final. So I'll upload the final image, like, of the whole thing, and then the moving one with the panning, I'll do that off my own time, and I'll upload that when it's done, because I think it's going to take a while. It's a lot. Because there's a lot. The image is quite big. I probably should have painted a bit smaller, and I think I should have maybe made the actual file size a little bit smaller as well. So we'll see if it works. Obviously, there's like other ways to do this. You don't have to actually do this on Krita. You could probably do this on other video editing sites, or like a video editor kind of software. But it is cool that you can technically do this on Krita, but it just might be a little bit off. All right, there we go. Look at that. Wow. Crazy stuff. Oh, it's it needs to like clear cache and buffer a little bit. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. The gate's moving. Magic gate. I know. Oh my goodness. It reminds me a little bit of like Disney, actually. It's kind of neat. So I know it's we only have time to do the gate. Oh my goodness. Okay. So if, again, for anyone who was like not sure how we did this, you import an image into your working file. So that's how I imported all of these images here into this layer. So you can try this out on your own. I would say probably keep the file size a little bit smaller and maybe try this out with a very simple object first, just so that you understand how it works. But once you import the image, and maybe I'll do it again. If you don't know how to import an image, you simply go to Layer, Import, Export, and then you go to Import Layer. You click on this, select the image that you want to import. It'll be brought into your layers. Click on the image that was imported, right-click it, go to Add, and then select Add Transform Mask, because that's how we're going to be using the curves. So once you click Add Transform Mask, this transform mask will be created for you, and that's what you'll be animating. Then on the Dockers, go to Animation Curves, select that. You can also open up Animation Timeline. You don't need to, but you can. And then once Animation Curves is opened, you're going to go to the start of your timeline. So if you want to start your animation on 0, that's fine. If you don't want to, you can start it on 1, which is personally where I like to start. And then you're going to click this button over here with the plus. But you have to make sure the transform mask is the one that's selected. And then you click this plus button so it adds these dots for you. Go all the way to the end of your timeline. So for us, in this case, it was 120. And then you're going to click the object that you want, press Ctrl T to transform, and move it to wherever you need it to move. And that's, honestly, that's how it is. So that's how it works. And that's how we got this gate to be moving. So it's kind of cool, but as you could see, it takes a while for Krita to kind of crunch the numbers, I guess. So just be wary of how large the image file is, how large your working file is, and how many images you're probably bringing in, because that might affect how fast Krita is able to render the curves and make it work. So yeah, so again, like I said, I'll upload the final image and then I'll do this on my own to show you how Parallax works. And yeah, you'll get to see it in action. So again, just a reminder of Parallax. Basically, anything that's closer to you moves faster, like the gate and the tavern that's kind of off to the side. But then anything else that's further away moves way, way slower. So yeah, that's how the parallaxing works. We're doing more of a panning motion rather than a dollying in, which means you move the camera physically towards the scenery, which would push everything to the side. We're doing more just like a panning shot, so nothing too crazy. And that's pretty much it. Thank you everyone for staying with me during the stream. You guys have been great. And again, just a final reminder, thanks to everyone who joined in today. October is just around the corner, so portfolio season and our favorite season at Wing Canvas is coming, Halloween. So hope you guys are ready for some spooky stuff coming up. If you're working on your art portfolio, whether it's for illustration, animation, or professional portfolio, and you'd like my help, you can join one of my mentorship classes, which is limited to only 6 live participants, and take advantage of that promo code now. So if you're wondering what that promo code is, here it is. You guys get 20% off any live classes, and this is only valid for the next 24 hours. Excuse me. So this is kind of available to all of you. You guys did not have to sign up. This is just a way of saying thanks to every one of you who joins our streams, supports us, whether through Patreon or just attending our stream. We really appreciate all the love and support that you guys give us. Oh my goodness. But yes, this is for all of you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It was a lot of fun, and hope you guys learned something about how to do some animation curves and how to paint an animation background. Sorry, my throat all of a sudden is just kicking in and being like, nope, you cannot talk today. Yeah, so this was the surprise. So if you guys didn't win, this is for you. This is the little extra special something for all of you guys who have joined us live. So again, just remember, you guys get 20% off any live class for the next 24 hours. You can use this special promo code STREAM20 at checkout for 20% off any live class. This is the biggest discount we currently offer for live classes, so this is your chance to level up your art with us. This code does expire in 24 hours, so go and register now. Ooh. Yeah, and again, if you guys missed out on this stream and you're not too sure about the special giveaway, you will also have 2 more chances to win a class pass. So Faye is streaming tomorrow, Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and Jesse on Saturday, October 5th during our normal time. So this was not the only chance. You guys have an opportunity to check out the giveaway and sign up for it and hopefully get a chance to win. But just for all of you guys who join in live and are attending our stream, you guys do get this 20% off code. So hopefully, maybe I'll see you guys in class. I do teach the animation class as well as drawing and painting mentorship. So if you guys are curious about how to level up maybe your animation skills or painting skills, that's what my classes are for. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that we ran into a few hiccups here and there, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And as always, you guys know the rigmarole. If you guys are new to Wing Canvas, welcome. I'm glad you guys could join us. If you guys don't know who we are though, we are called Wing Canvas. We make art tutorial videos on tips, tricks, and drawing advice to better help our fellow art nerds in this art community of ours. Our mission at Wing Canvas is to provide free arts education as easily accessible to everyone. So be sure to tune in live for free lessons every Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And if you're an art nerd too, be sure to check out our social media in the description below. That's where I'm going to be posting this. Discord usually goes up first, and then afterwards our lovely people at wing canvas posted on our social media like Instagram, Facebook, and occasionally I think TikTok as well. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for our social media, because if you want the uncompressed, unobstructed version of the image, it will be going up on social media first. And if you want to check out our website for class offerings, where you can get critiques, guidance, and encouragement from our instructors, because again, we're not just a YouTube channel, we are a school of illustration. And again, we want to thank you to our Patreon and YouTube members who support us in making free art education and content possible. Members get access to tons of perks, such as exclusive chats with our creators, weekly live critiques on Discord, class recording, digital artworking files from our stream, and discount on live programs that have a limited amount of spots. So if you want to help support the channel or accelerate your learning, consider becoming a member. And that's kind of it for this stream. I know we went a little bit over time, but yeah, this is so that we could get this working. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the painting. Hope you guys enjoyed learning about animation curves and how to get it working. And hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend, and hope to see you on the next stream. And again, just a reminder, Faye is going to be streaming tomorrow as well. So if you missed this one, don't worry. Faye is also going to be streaming tomorrow at 9 p.m. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Bye!